If you're first-generation professional, like me, you've probably been taught to be grateful for every job, every raise, every opportunity. But what happens when that same gratitude, put in writing, cost you thousands of dollars and your chance at justice? Today, I'm going to share a real story about a client who made one innocent mistake in his resignation letter. And if you're navigating a toxic work environment or you're planning to exit one, I think you're going to want to hear this. Hi, I'm Valerie Hale, lawyer, career coach, and your favorite lawyer mom, here to help first-generation professionals grow careers with legal clarity, faith, and intentionality. Let me explain what happened in that case. A former client came to me. This was after he had signed and submitted his resignation letter. He had been unfairly passed over for 2 promotions, and when he complained, the company retaliated by demoting him. We had a solid case of discrimination, but when I read his resignation letter, it was, well, just let me quote it to you. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity and experience of working for ABC Company. However, I'm leaving for a better opportunity. Now, imagine you're a juror. You hear this man giving his story about how he's been subjected to discrimination or mistreated, and then you see this letter praising the very company he's accusing of discriminating against him. That letter undermined his credibility. We ended up settling for far less than I think the case was worth, not because we didn't have a decent set of facts, but because of his own words. Here's the thing. If you're the first in your family to work in corporate America, you've likely been taught to be humble, to never burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. Don't think for a moment that I'm saying burning bridges is okay. Don't. But there is a difference between being respectful and then writing something that hurts your credibility. That letter was written from a place of gratitude, of that I am certain. But in court it reads, for the purpose of creating a narrative that the company is innocent. The company's done nothing wrong. So just know, what you put in your resignation letter might end up standing in the way of correcting an injustice later. This is the part people really don't understand. Most think they have to write a glowing thank you letter to avoid looking bitter when they leave the company. And the reality is just the opposite. You don't have to do that. If you're leaving due to discrimination, harassment, retaliation, you're being quietly pushed out or fired, maybe you are just unfulfilled, saying thank you for the amazing opportunity could actually hurt your legal case. Why? So glad you asked. Because if you later file a complaint or a lawsuit, the employer's lawyer is probably going to say something like, look, she said everything was great when she left. Are these the words of someone who really believes themselves to be mistreated? Really believes they were subjected to discrimination? No, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit not. This is nothing more than revisionist history. Or something like that. Seriously, your credibility matters. Don't hand them ammunition. Now, here's what I advise my clients. Keep it short. Keep it neutral. Something like, please accept this letter as my formal notice of my resignation, effective whatever the date is. And if you want to be courteous, you can add something like, I appreciate the opportunity to contribute during my time here. What this does is focus on the opportunity you had to contribute to the company and not so much on the benefit you received from them. But please, by all means, do not write something like, working here has been an incredible experience. I'm so grateful for the support of my manager and team. This is a tough goodbye. No, none of that. Because if you've experienced any kind of mistreatment or find out about it later, those words could invalidate your entire claim. Here's what I mean. you need to consider that although you may think that all is well while you're there and when you're getting ready to leave, I've seen it happen where you leave the company and then a month later, you learn that there were several promotions that you were never considered for, even though you were qualified. That glowing resignation that you wrote, yeah, it's still out there and can still be used against you. Now, I want to leave you with a few things to think about when you're submitting that letter of resignation. Always keep a copy. Whatever you write, keep a copy of it so you know what you said. Screenshot the date that you submitted it. And then don't sign anything else. Don't sign any other exit paperwork without truly understanding what it is. It's a resignation letter. Don't vent. Don't blame. Don't explain why you're leaving in that letter. And if you're unsure about what to do, I think you need to speak with a lawyer or career coach. That case still bothers me because it was real. It was real discrimination, real retaliation, real loss. But that one sentence, meant to sound so gracious, ended up being a liability. Don't try to navigate career decisions all by yourself. Your words have power, so I want you to use them wisely, use them strategically. And to make this easier for you, I've created a free download. It's a resignation letter template, so to speak. It protects your options when you resign. There's even a quiet firing version of the letter, an example of what not to say, and then there's a checklist of legal tips for you before you hit send. Go on and email me at valerie@mymomthelawyer.org, and I'll get you a copy of the link for it. You'll also be added to the waiting list of my free employment law update class. Listen, your exit letter doesn't have to be dramatic, but it does need to be strategic. When you're a first-generation professional, it's easy to think that you have to play nice to survive. It's not about whether or not you're playing nice. Your resignation letter isn't about feelings. It's a legal move. And smart moves protect your future. Proverbs 15:22 reminds us that without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. That means that you don't go it alone. Ask questions, get advice, move with clarity, and keep your options intact. I guess that's going to do it for us today. I'm Valerie Hale, and this is My Mom the Lawyer. Like, subscribe, and then share it with someone who's about to quit their job and needs to do so the smart way. We'll see you next week.